Welcome to Module 4 of Modern Python. And in this module, we're going to take a look at working with dates and time zones. In this video, we're going to get an overview of the date-time module that comes with the standard library. As I mentioned, Python comes with the date-time module. And so we're going to start off by importing that. And as the name suggests, this is a library that helps you work with dates and times. So to get an idea of what's in there, I'm going to run the dir command on that. And here we have all the modules. Now, we're primarily interested in date, date time, and time. So I'll just show you a few examples of building times and dates with this module. So we're going to start off by building a date, and I'll build a date of the election day. And so if it's just a simple date, we're going to call the date module. And then this takes 3 integer arguments. Okay, so when we call that, we see that it is a special data type called a date. And the nice thing about this is if I call print on it, you get an ISO formatted date out of it. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily build all your dates. You can, for example, get today. Okay, and then if you want to do something like figure out how many days until election day, you can do some basic math. Okay, so 255 days left. You can see that it adds on a time signature here. So if there were hours, minutes, and seconds that was specified, if we had started with a time, a date and time, we would also have that result here. All right, so we might as well then take a quick look at time. Okay, so again, it takes 3 integers, hours, minutes, seconds. All right, so if you want to wake up at 6:15, we get that. And once again, you see you get a kind of a nicely formatted date or time. And if I just call it, it gets stored differently. All right, it gets stored as a time. Okay, and there's sort of a shortcut for time where you don't have to put in that 3rd integer. All right, you definitely have to use all 3 with the date. All right, so it doesn't just assume that it's the first day of the month if you put in the year and the month. All right, and then finally you can put them together using the date time module. So here we're going to have to put in a minimum of 5 integers. And when we do that, we get the date and the time. And once again, if we print it, we get an ISO formatted date and time. All right, so depending on what you're doing with your programs, you may need one or the other or both. All right, and then finally, let's just take a look at another module in Python, time, and we'll see how accurate the sleep method is in time. Time, and then I'm going to make a list of times, and then I'm just going to loop through and capture the time after sleep. Okay, we'll do that 5 times. Okay, and the companion to today to get the time as well as the date is now. All right, and then we'll tell it to sleep for a second. Okay, it takes a few seconds to run that cell, and then we'll see what's in times. So there we are. We get the date, the time, and then some microseconds over here on the end. All right, so on the surface, it looks like, okay, it's sleeping for a second. Those are incrementing by 1 second. And then we're just going to test it and see how much time has elapsed between, say, the first time stamp and the second. So I'll do times 1 minus times 0. Okay, so 794 extra microseconds of sleep in there. Somehow the process took that much time. We'll try one more and see if that's pretty consistent. We'll go to 2 minus 1, and only 88 microseconds there. All right, so almost exactly a second. And then one more, just to see if it's consistently getting smaller, and no, it's not. It seems like somehow internally the computer is taking a little bit longer than a second to wake up from that sleep.